Feeling stuck is something that everyone experiences at one point or another. Whether it's because of a lack of motivation, fear of failure, uncertainty about the future, or simply not knowing where to begin, getting started when you feel immobilized can be a real challenge. The sense of stagnation often creeps up unexpectedly. One moment, you might have clear goals and ambitions, and the next, you find yourself procrastinating or avoiding the very things that can lead to progress. This feeling of being stuck can be overwhelming. You might feel frustrated, confused, or even anxious, questioning why you can't simply start or why, when you try, it doesn't seem to go anywhere. But it's essential to remember that feeling stuck is a normal part of the journey. Many of the most successful people have been exactly where you are now. The difference often lies not in avoiding these moments, but in finding ways to overcome them and continue forward, even when it feels difficult. One common reason people feel stuck is that they are overwhelmed by the sheer size of their goals. They may have a vision of what they want their life or career to look like, but they don't know how to get there. This can create an enormous mental barrier because they're focused on the end rather than the beginning. Another common issue is perfectionism. When you feel that everything has to be perfect from the start, you're less likely to take the first step. Instead, you wait, thinking you'll start when everything is just right. But that perfect moment rarely, if ever, comes, and the waiting game can stretch on indefinitely. Fear of failure can also be paralyzing. It's hard to move forward when there's a voice in your head telling you that you might mess up or that things won't work out the way you hope. This fear can make the simplest tasks seem daunting because it convinces you that failure is inevitable. And then there's the fear of the unknown. When you don't know what to expect, every step forward can feel like walking into a fog. Uncertainty can be so uncomfortable that people would rather stay where they are than risk moving towards something unfamiliar. If any of these reasons resonate with you, take comfort in knowing that they are normal human responses. But while it's natural to feel stuck sometimes, it doesn't have to be a permanent state. There are ways to break through this resistance and make meaningful progress, even if that progress feels small at first. The goal isn't to eliminate doubt or uncertainty completely, but to move forward despite those feelings. First step to getting unstuck is to start small. If you're overwhelmed by the big picture, narrow your focus down to one small action you can take right now. For example, if your goal is to start a new business, you don't have to begin with a full business plan or find investors immediately. You could start by reading a book about entrepreneurship, researching your market, or simply writing down your ideas. These small steps might not seem significant in isolation, but they build momentum. Once you've completed one small action, the next one will feel more manageable. And over time, these tiny steps will accumulate into real progress. This is known as the snowball effect, where one small action leads to another, and eventually, the momentum builds enough to carry you forward. Another technique that helps break through the barrier of feeling stuck is to embrace imperfection. Instead of aiming to get everything right from the start, allow yourself to make mistakes. Give yourself permission to create a rough draft version of whatever it is you want to achieve. Perfectionism can be paralyzing, but when you accept that the first step doesn't have to be flawless, it becomes easier to start. Think of it this way. Every successful project, product, or performance started as an imperfect first attempt. Great things are rarely created in one attempt. They're shaped and refined over time. Once you get comfortable with imperfection, taking the first step feels less intimidating. Sometimes, it also helps to break down your goals into smaller, more specific tasks. Vague goals like get fit or become successful are difficult to act on because they lack clarity. Instead, reframe your goals in actionable terms. For instance, rather than setting a goal to become fit, you could set a goal to work out 3 times a week for 30 minutes. By breaking down your broader objectives into bite-sized specific actions, you can create a clear path forward. Each small task you complete will give you a sense of accomplishment and make the bigger goal seem more achievable. When you feel stuck, it's also essential to reconnect with your why. Sometimes we get so focused on the tasks we need to complete that we forget why we wanted to do them in the first place. Take some time to reflect on what motivated you to pursue this goal initially. Why is it important to you? What difference will it make in your life? Visualizing the benefits or rewards of achieving your goal can reignite your motivation. This sense of purpose can be a powerful driver to help you push past the initial barriers and move forward. Another helpful approach is to practice self-compassion. Being hard on yourself or criticizing yourself for feeling stuck often makes things worse. Instead, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Acknowledge that feeling stuck is a common experience and that you're not alone. Recognize that everyone faces challenges and setbacks. By being kind to yourself, you create a positive internal environment that fosters resilience. When you're not fighting against yourself, it becomes easier to overcome the obstacles in front of you. Visualization can also be a powerful tool for breaking free from stagnation. Picture yourself achieving your goal in vivid detail. Imagine what it would feel like, what it would look like, and the impact it would have on your life. Visualization has been shown to activate the same neural pathways as real experiences, which can help you build confidence and reduce anxiety about the unknown. When you visualize success, it becomes easier to believe that it's within your reach, making the first step feel more manageable. If you're feeling stuck because of fear, whether it's fear of failure or fear of the unknown, try to reframe that fear. Instead of seeing fear as a sign to stop, view it as a signal that you're about to grow. Fear is often an indicator that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, which is a necessary part of progress. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action despite it. By acknowledging your fears and moving forward anyway, you build resilience and confidence. Accountability can also make a significant difference. When you feel stuck, it's easy to avoid taking action, especially if no one else knows about your goals. Find someone you trust and share your intentions with them. It could be a friend, family member, mentor, or even an online community. When you know someone else is aware of your plans, it creates a sense of responsibility that can push you to take the necessary steps, even when you don't feel motivated. Lastly, practice gratitude for the progress you make, no matter how small. Take time to recognize and celebrate your wins along the way, even if they seem minor. This reinforces positive behavior and helps maintain your motivation. Progress isn't always about huge leaps. Sometimes it's about small, consistent steps. By focusing on the positive, you cultivate a mindset that's resilient, motivated, and ready to keep moving forward. In summary, when you're feeling stuck, remember that this moment is temporary. Taking small steps, embracing imperfection, setting specific goals, reconnecting with your purpose, practicing self-compassion, visualizing success, reframing fear, finding accountability, and celebrating your progress are all strategies that can help you break free from stagnation. Starting doesn't have to be perfect or grand. It just has to be something. So take a deep breath, choose one small action, and start. Progress might be slow at first, but each step forward brings you closer to your goal.